Welcome back. The last step in the place order function is that we need to insert all of the products that are in the cart into the database, specifically into the order items, because the user might have so many items in the cart, and we cannot give each single a product an order ID because it doesn't make sense. We cannot just create so many orders for the same user. We create one order, and that order will include could include many products. So here what we need to do is that we need to get all of the products from the cart. And since the cart is an array, we need to use a for each loop to loop over the cart and get all of the products. So I'm going to say here cart because we already have the cart here. We need to say cart for each cart as key, and the key is the ID, and the value is the product itself. So we need first to access the product, each single product, and that can be done using the cart ID. Cart ID is equal to the product, to each single product. And I'm going to store it in a variable called product. And then for each single product, we need to get the information of that product. So we need to say product ID is equal to product ID. And then we need to get the name, product name. Product name is equal to product name, product, and then name. We also need the price, product price, product price. We also need the quantity, product quantity is equal to product quantity is equal to product quantity. And in order, if you are confused and you don't know what else to get, you can check what we need to insert into the order items. So what we want to insert is that we want to insert the ID, the product ID, name, price, image, quantity, and order date. So we need the image. I'm going to say here product image. The image is equal to the product image. And we need also the order. We need the order ID, the product ID, we have the product ID, so we need the order date. So the order date, we already have the order date, which is this date. So we have the date and we have the order ID. Now we want to insert that into the database. So we need to call a function here. We need to call the database function, database, and then we need to call the table function, table, and then the table that I'm going to be using now is the order items. And this function will be called for each single product. And I want you to notice that the order ID will be the same for all the products because all of the products now belong to the same order. So we need to say here table and then insert. And what we want to insert now is that we want to insert the following. We want to insert first the order ID. So we need to say order ID, order ID. And then we want to insert the product ID. And then the product name, and then the product price, product price, and then product quantity, and here we have the product quantity, we have the order date, so product quantity, and then the order date, order underscore date, is equal to the date. And notice that the keys here, these keys must match the columns here. So the columns are order ID, therefore here it must be order ID. And product ID, so here product ID. And here product name, and here product name. So this is important. So we need to make sure that we inserted everything. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And here we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So something is missing, which is the image. So I forgot here to say product image. Product image is the product image. Let me again check 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So these are the things that we want to insert. And once we insert, this is, by the way, this is the loop. The loop, this is the loop, so we need to keep it like this. After we insert, we are done. Here at this point we are done. The only thing that is left is that we need to add the order ID in the session, because the order ID will be used later for payment. In order to let the user pay, we need to know the order ID so that we associate payment with the order ID, so that we know who has ordered this or these products. So I'm going to say here request, and then session, and then put, and then we want to put the order ID in the session. So the order ID will be put in a key called order ID. Order ID, order ID. And finally, we need to return. We need to say here return, and I'm gonna return to a new page. I'm gonna say return, let's say return view, and then I'm gonna say return view, and then for now, let's say payment, which is the payment page. So later we need to work on the payment page so that the user will pay after this.